What's going on, guys? I'm back here today to talk about a must-have. If you own a VP9, this is your next step. Let's talk about it. The H&K VP Match Upper. Alright guys, so if you followed me for a long time, you know I did a whole complete build series, probably like 15 or 16 videos on my VP9 overhaul. So I went through a whole thing from top to bottom, chronicled the whole thing. You can check that out. But here is yet again another video for the series. Didn't think that I'd be making any more because what else was there to do? But H&K came out with the capability of purchasing just their match upper. So what you're seeing here is my VP9, but now I'm running the match upper slide and the whole kit. So we're gonna talk about what you get with that kit and why you would wanna do that. All right, so this is what you guys are used to seeing. This is my VP9 tactical upper with the Vortex optics. I got the HK parts, compensator for the tactical version here. So this is how you would have seen it before. But the beauty of the match kit is you're using the same receiver or frame of your VP9, and because it's the same gun, the same family of guns, the match slide, the whole upper, just goes right on your frame. So why do you want to do that? So to me, this setup here was like just a really cool piece. It was a fun build. The compensator does work. It's not like it didn't work. It looks cool. The gold barrel, it's all just stuff I wanted to do for fun. And the build came out really nice. It shot really nice. But, they make the match grade setup for people who, want to shoot competition. It's a longer slide, longer barrel. It's got some lightning cuts. It's a whole, it's a different setup for a different kind of vibe for, competition shooting. So instead of going out and spending, whatever the cost is of a match, over $1,000 for, the whole setup, the whole new gun, the 3-4 magazines you get, 20-round magazines, all that stuff, which is a good package if you don't already have a VP9. But if you have a VP9 already, to me, it's like, why buy two complete guns when I have this setup if I want to switch back? But if I want to get maybe a little more dialed in for competition shooting or, match style shooting, I can throw on the match upper and get that little bit of extra accuracy out of that longer barrel. So that's what I wanted to do. And I wasn't opposed to getting a whole different gun, but the problem is maybe like me, you've put a bunch of time and effort and money into tricking out your original VP9. I have the Lazy Wolf trigger installed. I have this action, this tuned a little bit so it's smoother, shorter, crisper, reset. Everything internally that I could do to this gun, different springs and all that stuff, is done to this gun. And that's been chronicled in my videos. So it's like I want to get the match set up, but I don't want to lose all the stuff that I did to this gun and have to start over again. So that for me was the perfect scenario. Match upper, keep all the trick that I got going on in the receiver, and still have this to throw on and shoot for fun. And, if somebody wants to shoot a gun that, looks fancy, got a gold barrel, it's got a compensator on it, I can switch it back and forth, and I don't have to worry about losing zero on my optics because the optics are mounted to the whole upper. So it's just a matter of swapping back and forth. So I'm going to go ahead and toot my own horn here and take some credit for this setup because, and I'll tell you why, because I was talking with the folks at HK at an event I was at, and I was like, you sell other parts, like is there an option to buy a match, like just an upper, like a match upper? And they're like, no. And I was like, oh, okay, I just thought it was a good idea. And then it was like a handful of months later, next thing you know, HK's releasing that they're doing like match uppers. You can buy just the match upper. So I'm like, I think they took that idea, but that's all right. It's okay. I don't have to take credit, but I think in my heart I know it was my idea. So this is the first time I've had this out. What I've done before this video, just now, was sight in the Steiner MPS. So I have, if you've seen my videos before, I have a different MPS on my Beretta Tactical. But I really enjoyed that optic. I like the closed emitter. I like the optic. It's robust, closed emitter. So I was like, let me throw another one on this setup. I might change it down the line. I think maybe if I did change it, I would go with the HoloSun Comp. Bigger optic, bigger window for faster target acquisition. For right now, I got this one on there just to see how it goes. Don't expect any issues with it. Didn't have any issues with my other one, but this is the one I'm going with right now. And with this match, obviously we got the taller sights front and back, and you can see through there. It's not going to focus probably on that front dot, but it sits over top the dot nicely with the match sights that come on the gun. So co-witnessing is there for whatever reason if your optic goes down. Sighted it in just 10 yards away, and man, not saying I shot my other version, the tactical version, horrible, but with this combo with the match, I'll take you down real quick and show you. But after I got the adjustments in, my last round of 3 shots, I'm right over top of each other at 10 yards. Let's take a look at that. So right here is my last string of 3. I was a little low. I had to adjust it up a couple MOA clicks up and a couple to the left. But right here was my last 3 shots. And I believe it was 1, 2, 3 were the 3, and it was all in that same hole. So as soon as that happened, I was like, oh yeah, we're ready to rock. So let's take some shots with this thing. Let's have a little bit of fun and just call it a video. All right, let's go. All right, so obviously right now this one doesn't look as flashy as the tactical, but maybe we'll make some changes. Who knows? This could be a whole new thing, but right now, out of the box, it's not as flashy as the tactical, but it still shoots. One thing I'll say real quick is, again, what you don't get with the match upper slide is obviously the HK's 20 round, their factory 20 round magazines. So I'm just gonna run my standard 20 rounds that I have with the mag extension. So let's do that now, let's take some shots. Let's take a look at the target. This really isn't like an accuracy video per se, but you can tell here, I mean, I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there again. So I was at about 10 yards. And so all 5 I shot were right in that bull. I wasn't like really taking my time so much, just taking a shot, letting the dot settle, shooting again. So this really isn't like, me shooting competition right now. This is me just shooting the gun, having some fun, and just showing off that you can do this. Like, this can be had for, probably half, less than half or more than half, we'll say, the price of an actual full match kit. So I think the upside is there. It's like you have 2 guns for half the price because you're just swapping uppers around. So let's take some more shots, have some fun. "10 yards, not doing bad so far, guys. I mean, look, it's a longer slide. You're gonna be more accurate with a longer slide. Let's back it up. I'm gonna get up to 15 here, take my last 10 shots, call this a video. But something else I wanna say you get with the kit, which is nice, is a bunch of the extra O-rings for the slide. You're gonna do a lot of shooting. You're gonna need to replace these O-rings after so many rounds. I'm not sure what that round count is offhand, but the good thing is you get like, there's probably like 5, 6 O-rings in this kit. So let's take the last 10 shots and back it up to 15. See how that goes, call it a day. So let's do it. Let's take a walk right down. I think I had a couple tiny flyers out of that. But the main thing is that hole. That hole was punched. It looks like I should have marked them off. I think I got 2 low, definitely 1 up there. But the good thing is 15 yards at not doing a whole lot of like, really slow, taking my time on every shot. You saw the cadence there. It wasn't super fast at all, but it wasn't slow. I was taking that shot, letting the dot settle, breaking again. Taking the shot, dot settle, break again. So it was, for me, 15 yards at that cadence, not like really, like trying to dial it in there. I mean, this target, 15 yards, I'm in the bull. I mean, I got a little bit in the 9 ring, a couple in the 7 and the 8 ring, but I'm not a professional shooter. All I'm saying is, I feel like the match just gives you that little bit of edge. Gives you an edge. And I think even if you're not going to shoot competition, am I going to shoot competition? Probably not. I mean, who knows? Probably not. But the thing is you got the option. It's a much cheaper alternative than buying a whole new match gun. If you've already got a VP9 on hand, throw a match upper on. You're good to go. So all right, guys, don't forget Steve MP5 on the Instagrams, and I'll see you next time.